Start of the second quarter here at the Think Pink Classic. 24-14 lead for Winter Park. Spruce Creek in the midst of a terrific turnaround under Kelvin Ham, now in his fourth year, from 6-19 to 20-8, and an appearance in the regional tournament a year ago. On track for similar success this year.
And it's nice to see a young coach really see success like that. That'll keep you interested in the game, no doubt about it. And a lot of that stems from what we talked about earlier. Coaching in the summer, you really start to build a rapport with young people, really learn how to coach the game.
Started his career as an assistant for Pepper Johnson. He was actually at Calvary Christian, then for a year under Spruce Creek.
I got a good look at Pepper Johnson's team, Seabreeze, the other night. Tough loss to Atlantic.
Fortunate to have some close games on our air this basketball season. Seabreeze Atlantic, one of those that went right down to the wire. Turnovers have been the story for Spruce Creek here in the first 8 minutes. And Marissa Ludlow wasn't sure whether she wanted to shoot. She left her feet and got bailed out. Geno Smith calls a foul against the Hawks.
Yeah, I think we had two different versions of what happened there by the officials. Geno Smith wins out with the foul call, and Ludlow continuing to give good minutes for Winter Park. And we're going to have Brianna Laidler coming back in the game with 2 fouls, a risk Coach Ham is willing to take here, down 11 points. Got to get your big gun back in there.
Ludlow 5 of 5 from the line. A perfect night at the stripe so far for the 5'11 senior forward.
And if you got Laidler in there, I would use her butt. Make sure she understands she cannot draw a charge here. She cannot go crashing in there.
Laidler going to work on Ludlow. Can't find any room to maneuver. Lang cuts off Adams. And a held ball. The Arrow's going to give it to Winter Park.
And Coach Ham talked about how they haven't really been pressured all year. He expected it tonight, but he was probably curious as to what they were going to do against that pressure. And they've been turning it over a little too much for Coach Ham's liking.
10 turnovers thus far. That's the main reason for the difference right now. 12-point game, 26-14. Pitchford stops from 17 feet and buries it.
I like it. I really do. I like what Winter Park does there. I've said it a number of times. When they get in transition, they've got their eye on the prize. They're trying to attack and score. It's a good pull-up jumper from 15.
He's got 12 now. Allie Marcy down the lane. Flipped it up. It wouldn't fall.
And then Winter Park also has the ability to slow things down, too. They're not just run and gun. Let's see them in their half-court set.
Pitchford going to work on Bailey. Step back 3. Ludlow the offensive rebound and the putback.
There's those putbacks you were talking about earlier. That hasn't been her only scoring opportunity tonight, though.
Ludlow now has 10. Bailey in between a couple defenders, able to get it to go.
Coach Ham wanted a timeout after that basket. You don't always get it, though, especially with Winter Park running the ball out of the net so quickly. Now he'll get it if he wants it. No, he's going to let him play.
Shelby Bischoff checks in for the first time for Spruce Creek. Courtney Puckett back in for the Wildcats. And Pitchford going to get a break. I think what stands out about Winter Park thus far is that it's a team that has 5 players on the court at any time, all of whom can score. Everyone's a threat.
Yeah, you haven't really seen any fault on their offensive side of it. And defensively, they've been solid for the most part.
Shelby Bischoff not shy about letting that 3 go.
And Spruce Creek going away from the full court pressure. Coach Ham said they would play man-to-man about 90% of the time, but now they fall into their zone, 2-3 zone, see what Winter Park can do against it in the half court.
Katie Price on the wing. Rebound down to Laidler. Montesano shovels it forward. Davison, nice work along the baseline and a foul against Winter Park.
Good job there by Ireland Davison. Kind of a spin cycle there on the baseline. Creates a foul.
Bischoff, a lot of traffic inside. And another jump ball. Merrill's going to keep it with Spruce Creek.
And you really trust your point guard, Jayla Adams, but she is a freshman. Made a freshman's mistake there, trying to force it in the middle.
All 5 starters for the Hawks, underclassmen. Montesano off target with that 3.
And Spruce Creek again back to their 2-3 zone. It worked for them last time. Works again this time. They might want to stick with it.
Laidler with those hands straight up, trying to avoid a 3rd foul.
And I would find her right there. She is posting, 6 foot tall.
Baseline jumper. Laidler's got a nice stroke. That one would not stay down. Bischoff tracked down the loose ball, and a foul against Winter Park.
And that's a good job by Shelby Bischoff to come in there and crash and draw that foul. Slowly now, Winter Park catching up in team fouls. That's their 4th.
Taylor Evans on for the first time for the Wildcats. Adams trying to throw it off the back of Evans. Come back in and get an easy layup. We'll stay with Spruce Creek, and Kelvin Ham takes a full timeout.
And Coach Ham wanted this timeout a little while ago, and now's a great opportunity to take it. Draw up an underneath out of bounds play. If I were him, I would draw up 2 things right now. I would draw up an underneath out of bounds play, one that I really like to get a bucket, and then set up that press here in the timeout. Let them know, make or miss, we want to really start to force the tempo defensively.
Recruiting Central has all the latest buzz from the recruiting world with analysis from experts across the state. Whose stock is rising? How does a commitment impact your favorite college team? Plus, interact with us on social media as we answer your tweets. It's Recruiting Central, Tuesdays and Fridays at 7 p.m. on Bright House Sports Network, your home for high school sports. National Signing Day right around the corner. We will have you covered. Full day of analysis. Show you replays from some of the state finals. Chance to see some of the recruits that will be making an impact on college football fields.
Do you have any inside scoops for us, Austin? Do you have any inside scoops you want to share with us now?
I'm not sure that our audience is going to value that type of information. I'm not sure a girls basketball viewing audience is going to appreciate football breaking news. Alexis Seiler swats that inbounds pass right back to the baseline.
And again, Winter Park clogs up the middle. Nothing open there. Might have to look outside.
Laidler going to try a 3, and she knocks it down. Just her 6th three-pointer of the year.
She has got that lefty pure stroke that you love to see. Oh, no. That's her 3rd. I'm not sure where they're calling those fouls. Maybe she's leaning into her. And she's frustrated, and I would be too if I were her, if I were Coach Ham now with her 3rd foul.
And Aubrey Edwards heads to the scorer's table. Alexis Seiler, 5'10" sophomore, able to hit both free throws. So the bigs have produced for Winter Park here in the early going. Wildcats 11 of 13 from the line as a team. Bischoff free throw line jumper long. Edwards with a new possession for the Hawks. That's the 3rd jump ball we've seen this quarter.
And Spruce Creek right back at them in this press. I think Coach Ham realizes that they're going to have to really start to create tempo, try to force some turnovers, because this game might be slipping away from them.
Pitchford dribbling through 3 defenders. When she got to the baseline, called for a travel.
And that's exactly what you want in a full court press. Rarely are you going to get steals out of it. You are going to force travels and the team throwing the ball in the stands once in a while.
4th turnover committed by the Wildcats. Spruce Creek has struggled to execute against Winter Park's half-court man-to-man.
Shelby Bischoff has some nice moves in there. There's another one. She's a good piece to have in that foul line against that zone.
5'10" junior with a lefty layup. Down to 11, 32-21.
Spruce Creek picking up the pace defensively. Winter Park doing a good job of handling it and almost making them pay.
Seiler continues to work inside. 3 shots on that possession for the Wildcats. The last one goes down for Seiler.
And Seiler got her money's worth down there. And here she is rebounding again at this end.
Gino Smith blows the whistle to stop play as the ribbon came out of Seiler's hair.
One of the major differences between boys basketball and girls basketball. Not many times you have to stop for the pink ribbon.
You're saying it's typically a different color? So you're insinuating?
It's usually a much darker blue with the ribbon in the hair.
Uncontested layup, Janaea Gibson.
And like you said, Austin, just so many pieces for Winter Park. All of them can score. A name we haven't called much, but she looks very good with that finish.
5'5" freshman. Marimer Verona called her the biggest surprise of the team. She is really a burst of energy off the Wildcats bench.
And she fits into kind of the mantra of this Winter Park team. Is she's just kind of a carefree player that just gets out there and freewheels.
Lang doing her best to try and contain Ashanti Bailey. That shot hung on the rim for a couple of seconds and dropped in. Chance for a 3-point play.
And she is instant offense coming off the bench. She can't be on the bench anymore. She's got to be out there in this game to keep it close.
That's the 3rd foul on Maddie Lang. I figure she'll be done for the rest of the first half. Bailey completes the 3-point play. Sarah Thompson, another freshman guard, has come in for the first time for Winter Park.
And with a freshman guard out there, let's look to see Spruce Creek maybe switch up the press. They do to a 2-2-1. Got to collapse back. More passive press, but still you want to force the issue, make them take those rushed shots, which is exactly what happened.
2 defenders back as Montesano wisely pulls it back out. Bailey. Step back 3, rainbow, and she buried it.
And that's a great job by Jewel Montesano. She got into trouble, she dribbled out. Nice assist to Ashanti Bailey.
Not sure that's a shot you even attempt in warm-ups.
And they have these shooting machines. I'm sure you've seen them where the nets are so high to force you to shoot over them. And that looked like a shot that maybe came from working on a shooting machine.
We talked about the balanced scoring for Spruce Creek. Bailey, the only player to average double figures. Adams, Davison, Laidler. There are steady contributions from a number of different players on this roster.
And again, to refocus on Bailey, the fact that she's not only fine with coming off the bench, she requests, she almost demands to come off the bench because that's where she feels she contributes the most to this Hawks team.
Committed to Florida State College of Jacksonville last week. She'll have an opportunity to continue her career next year. And Kelvin Ham said he did something similar with Jasmine Jarrell a year ago. She was Spruce Creek's leading scorer. He would bring her off the bench. Interesting perspective from Coach Ham. He told us doesn't typically start his best 5 players. You don't hear that a lot.
You really don't, and it's something that it worked for him in the past, and coaches become creatures of habit, and it's something that he has definitely used to perfection again.
Winter Park's led by double digits this entire second quarter. And Price just bowling her way inside against Edwards and staying with it for the bucket.
Again, a second shot opportunity kind of hurts the momentum here for Spruce Creek.
Under a minute to go in the first half, 38-27.
And if you're Spruce Creek here, you want to get a stop. You don't want to fall down. You don't want to give up a 3.
That's Sarah Thompson. Thompson, the freshman.
You wanted to try to cut into this lead to get it to single digits at the half. It's going to be tough to do it now.
Bailey dropped it off for Edwards. And she is a lot of game there on both blocks. Kiabri Edwards for Spruce Creek.
And I've been most impressed with her, the way she finishes around that rim.
Thompson gave it up, and Taylor Evans with a baseline jumper.
And here's where you attack. You attack, try to get to the rim here. And if you're Winter Park, you can foul. You only have 5 team fouls. You can be overly aggressive here.
Clock under 5. Adams hands off at the buzzer. That doesn't go for Jewel Montesano. Winter Park ends the first half with a flurry. High-scoring Wildcats put up 43 in the first 16 minutes. And they've got a 14-point advantage on Spruce Creek as the teams head to the respective locker rooms. Top 10 game to finish off the Think Pink Classic here at University. It's Winter Park 43, Spruce Creek 29. We continue with the halftime festivities here at University High School. Final game of the 8th annual Think Pink Classic finds Winter Park in front here at the half. Austin Lyon back with Travis Jones. Oh, we said from the top of the broadcast, Winter Park was a team that wanted to play fast, and the Wildcats excelled in transition in that first half.
Absolutely. It makes it really fun to watch. And I used to tell my guys to look at the Hurricane football team. When they get an interception, they're trying to get a touchdown out of that. That's kind of how Winter Park's attitude is. When they get a steal, they're trying to score at the other end.
Alexis Pitchford really leading the Wildcats charge in transition. She had 12 points in that first half, scoring in a variety of ways.
Absolutely. In transition, like we talked about, but also out of a set offense where they screen for her and she creates out of it.
Think about Winter Park. All 5 players on the floor can get the ball and push it. We saw that in the first half. For Spruce Creek, another team that's got balanced scoring really across the board. Ashanti Bailey, their leading scorer, comes off the bench, productive with 12 points in the first half.
Absolutely, and it's what a luxury to have that 6th man come off the bench and be your spark plug, a role that she cherishes and does a fantastic job of with Spruce Creek. 12 points, 3 boards for the Florida State College of Jacksonville recent signee. Look at the stats from the first half. Second chance points and turnovers, a big part of the narrative. Well, what we've highlighted there is telling. 16 second chance points for Winter Park. That's the big difference right now. No doubt about it. 13 offensive rebounds for the Wildcats. Second half starts when you come back to University. Winter Park on top by 14.